There comes a moment when you get tired of saying, "I'll do better tomorrow." Not because you do not care, not because you are lazy, but because deep down you know you want more. More peace, more strength, more from your life. And still, somehow, you keep falling back into the same place, the same thoughts, the same fear, the same habits. And after a while, that starts to hurt. Because you begin to wonder, why do I keep doing this? That is where this story begins. It begins with a person who was tired of feeling stuck. On the outside, they looked fine. They got up. They smiled. They did what they had to do. But inside, they were tired. Tired of starting over. Tired of talking themselves out of change. Tired of feeling like life was moving. But they were not. They wanted to grow. They wanted to become more. But every time it was time to take a step, fear got there first. Fear said, wait. Doubt said, you are not ready. And little by little, those small thoughts became heavy chains. Most people think change starts when life gets easier, when there is more money, more time, more help, more confidence. But that is not how it happens. A lot of the time, change starts in the middle of a mess, in the middle of stress, in the middle of doubt, in the middle of days that do not feel easy at all. It starts when something inside you whispers, you cannot stay here. And maybe that whisper is what brought you here too. One day, this person looked at themselves and told the truth. Not the polished truth, not the easy truth, the real truth. They said, I am tired of being the one who almost changes. That hit deep because they saw it. They almost started, almost healed, almost believed in themselves, almost became who they were meant to be, but almost had become a pattern. And patterns do not break just because we want them to. They break when we stop feeding them. That was the moment everything started to shift, not because life changed in one day, but because they saw that their mindset was shaping everything. The way they spoke to themselves, the way they handled pain, the way they reacted to fear, the way they kept giving up before anything had time to grow. And once they saw that, they could not unsee it. They realized, I do not just need more motivation. I need fuel. Fuel for the hard days. Fuel for the climb. Fuel for the part of the journey where no one sees your effort, but you keep going anyway. And if that is where you are right now, if you know you are meant for more, but you need something to help you keep moving, check out Fuel for the Climb through the link in the description. It was made for moments like this, because here is the truth. The 1% are not always smarter. They are not always more gifted. They are not always more lucky. A lot of the time, they just learned how to keep going. They learned how to keep moving when they felt doubt, how to keep believing when the results were slow, how to keep showing up when no one was cheering for them. That is what mindset really is. It is not fake smiles. It is not acting like life is perfect. It is choosing again and again not to let fear lead your life. Some of the biggest battles happen in quiet places, in your room, in your car, in the morning, before anyone talks to you. That is where the fight is. The fight to believe again. The fight to not give up. The fight to not fall back into the old story. And sometimes it is not a loud fight. Sometimes it sounds like this. Take one more step. Do not quit today. You have come too far. Try again. Small words, but powerful words. Because little by little, those are the words that build a new life. And that is the lesson. A new life does not always begin with one big moment. Sometimes it begins with one small, brave choice, getting up, starting again, telling yourself the truth, taking the step, even when you still feel nervous. That is how people change, not all at once, but choice by choice, day by day, step by step. That is how the climb happens. So if you have been feeling behind, if you have been feeling stuck, if you have been watching your own life and wondering when things will finally change, let this be your reminder. You do not need to have it all figured out. You do not need to feel perfect. You do not need to be fearless. You just need to begin and then begin again. And if you are ready to go deeper into that path, to fuel your mind, your growth, and the person you are becoming, check out Fuel for the Climb in the description. The link is there. Take a look for yourself. Sometimes the next step does not need more waiting. Sometimes it just needs fuel. The climb is real. Some days are heavy. Some days are slow. Some days you may wonder if anything is changing at all. But do not miss this. Every strong person was once a person who had to fight, to think different, to choose different, to become different. So breathe, take the step, keep going. Your mindset can change everything. And maybe today is the day you stop saying one day and finally begin. Follow our page. You do not want to miss more videos like this.